Beginner's Bushman here. This is lesson number 5 of the Bushclass U.S.A. basic course, Improvising a Cooking Implement from Metal. I actually already have shot this video, but somehow lost my footage and before I was able to post it, so I'm going to have to do it all over again. So I do apologize for that, but here it is. I decided to go with the charcoal chimney starter for my grill. It's very simple, you can get them at Walmart, $5 or $6, whatever. And then on top of that, these were in the back of my truck actually. I had a hard time getting them separated, they're so rusty, but old pair of pliers that I haven't probably used these in years. But what I've done basically is just stuck those on top, and then this is able to sit on there like that. Hopefully you can see that. I have this dry grass here. I'll actually put in the bottom. That'll act as the natural newspaper, if you will. If you're familiar how that works, you put a couple pieces of newspaper down the bottom, you put your charcoal on the top, you light the newspaper and it lights the charcoal. So basically using the same principle that it's designed for, just with different materials. I'll start out with a little bit of small twigs and stuff in here to get me some coals in the bottom of here, and then I'll add a few thicker chunks to keep my heat and stuff. And this actually will be I'll actually be able to feed more into there if need be, but it shouldn't take too long on this setup to prepare this simple meal. It's going to take a little longer if you're making something more extravagant, but this is just bare bones simple. I'm going to brew a tea in my stainless steel water bottle right alongside it, so it should be interesting. It's worked. I've already done it once, and like I said, I lost the footage, so I do know it works. But the reason I chose these materials is I just kind of ran out in my garage and gave myself just a few minutes to come up with something real quick, and I just kind of went with the first thing that popped in my head. This was sitting here, and I saw a nice pair of pliers sitting there, and they were spread out wide, and they were just laying there, and I thought, well, those will work good, but they were nice. I didn't want to use them, so then I remembered I had these in the back of my truck, so I went out there and grabbed them and used these. So yeah, it actually worked fairly well for an improvised device. So I'll shoot a little footage preparing the meal here and there, and so I'll try not to take up too much time. But anyway, that's basically what I'm going to use. I'm going to get some wood prepped up for it and get my ramen noodles and stuff out here, and we'll get this going. Okay, so I got my charcoal starter up here sitting on a rock. Hopefully that'll help the oxygen get under there. I'm hoping I don't have too much grass crammed in there where we can get this fire going pretty easy. I prepped up a bunch of twigs here, just broke them all up, and stuff's a little damp around here. We've had rain the last couple days. This grass is dry, but a lot of these twigs and stuff in here are kind of damp. I'm going to take a little bit bigger piece in there and make kind of a little base. I'm just going to take some of the smaller stuff and lean it in there. You can't see this, but this is pretty simple and straightforward, I think. You just put the small stuff in the bottom, kind of loose. Leave a couple off to the side here. Grab the lighter. Sorry about that. Grass. I'm going to go up quick and easy for demonstration's sake. I got a little breeze here, so it shouldn't be too bad. Getting good airflow through there. I got a little grass toss in there on the top too. Trying to help things along a little bit. Drag that fire through there. That's probably going to work pretty well. So I'll add the rest of this little stuff here. Get these ashes going. I'll add a few big things, get it burned down a little bit, and I'll be back with you when I'm ready to put the food on. See, I got my pliers up on top of the cooking apparatus now, if you will, And fire's burned down a little bit. So I got my old coffee can, I got tea bags, and my stainless steel water bottle here. And I get my ramen in here. I'm just going to throw the whole brick in there. Normally I'd break it up, but the reason you can put it in here now or wait till it gets to a boil and then throw it in there. I'm just doing it now, that way it's ready to go, rock and roll whenever it, by the time it starts boiling, it's going to be ready. So I'm doing this one-handed, so I apologize for the cinematography here. But get my stainless steel water bottle up there. Okay. Now I'll just let that sit there for a bit and get hot. I can feed wood as I need to. I just got little pieces prepped up here, chopped them up with my little axe there. I can just toss them in there one by one, keep my heat up, and so I'll be back when things are ready to boil. Okay. I've taken the tea off. It's sitting off to the side over here, cooling down. Scooted my coffee can over. Noodles are boiling. It's taken probably 2 or 3 minutes, 5 at the most, to get to this point. It's actually boiling up pretty good. I'm gonna have to take them off. Got my multi-tool here. I don't want to boil over. Normally I would have put the seasoning in right then, but I didn't want them to boil over. There's seasoning in there. I'm going to stir it up here. I actually carved this stick myself. One day messing around, had a piece of willow left over. And the steam will probably fog up the lens there. Stir that around a little bit, you get the idea. Off to the side there. Alright, there you have it. Fire's still burning hot. It didn't take a whole lot of wood to do that. Very little firewood really to pull that off. One medium-sized limb you could probably cook that. So there it is, and I'll do one more little installment with everything kind of prepped and ready to eat. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully we'll be done and off to the next. Thank you. Okay. Wrap this up real quick. Got my ramen here. Use a little aluminum skillet. I'm going to actually use it as my plate. I didn't break these noodles up, so they're really long. Just chop them up a little bit. I got this neat multi-purpose tool. It's got a spoon for it, like a camper's tool. Old man that I used to work for gave it to me. Use it a lot. It's really handy. So I got my noodles. Didn't have to drain some water out. I had too much water in there. But actually not too bad. Ramen's not really my favorite thing in the whole world. I got my tea here. I did go in and get some ice cubes and some sugar. Kind of cheated a little bit. It is a little strong, but you know, if I was out on a day hike or something, this would be a great little meal. You know, there's a lot of carbs, and ramen noodles probably not the most nutritious food in the world, but it does have carbs, and real light, needs to be carried in your pack. So for a light lunch when you're out, you know, for a day hike or whatever, there's worse options out there than that. So just keep that in mind. And this is the Beginner's Bushman, and I'll be moving on to the next installment very shortly. Thank you.